Alrighty, friends on the M3 Patreon and friends here live on Twitch, including the Belgian bomber himself, Lawman, one of my most faithful listeners and watchers and all that stuff. So thank you for being here for this monumentous day, this monumentous occasion. I've wanted to put something like this together for a while. Just never had the courage to, never had the gumption, the medium. And yes, is it with a video? Yeah, this is all with a video. We're doing all this live. There's an audio version. There's a video version. You can find the video version on the YouTube here, on the Twitch, twitch.tv/Wolski Live, or also on patreon.com/the M3 Podcast. If you listened to the M3 Podcast yesterday, you probably are aware of the Patreon. So I actually wanted to do this a day afterwards, mainly just to... I want. Yesterday I recorded an episode of M3 that just on the fly, kind of because I felt like it in a weird way, I made an hour-long ad read. I don't know why. I thought it would be a funny bit, and it's still a funny bit. will die with that bit. I thought it was funny, but we took an entire episode that we wrote. The guy I do the podcast with, his name's Tyler. I've talked about him a lot. You can see he's the guy to the left of me there, sitting on the toilet. He does a lot of the writing. Like if you watch the boys room and the episodes of us, you get an idea of how the it all comes together, and I do a lot of the talking and the technical stuff, and Tyler does a lot of the writing. I took a lot of his work. I think it's like he spends 2 days, about 2 hours each, in his little 3-hour design period. He takes all this time, puts these episodes together, these history segments, and then kind of on the fly, I was just like, let's Andy Kaufman this and have some fun. And it was, and we enjoyed ourselves. And I told ourselves, like, that everything M3 is currently held hostage until one more patron joins our ranks at $5 a month at patreon.com/M3 Podcast, because we want to do the Sisterhood of the Traveling Shirt. That's really what this is about. You're robbing me of content. No, I'm kidding. That was the bit yesterday. I'm not going to do it again today. I don't know why. When I'm doing any sort of like comedy or anything of that nature, and again, at this point, I kind of fancy myself a comedian. I've done a little stand-up. I've done this. I'm no way seasoned or a veteran, but I've been at it a couple of years now. Not as long as I was at music. I would gladly consider myself a veteran of playing music and the music scene, but of comedy, I still consider myself just very new and fresh. But I'm heavily influenced by like your Tim Heideckers, and then when you go back further, like of course, Tim Heidecker's influence, probably Andy Kaufman and shit like that. And it's not fully Andy Kaufman, but like that's the vibe I was going for, and it just kind of came to me, and I also thought, ironically, maybe some people would sign up too. I'm a businessman after all. But that was what was behind the madness of the last M3 podcast. If you haven't checked it out, please do. If you only know me from the Twitch, I recommend you go over, because M3 and all the podcast stuff is really, that's what I'm better at. That's where my art and my craft is. It's speaking, just kind of talking and bullshitting. And that's what this is going to be. So the Wlog. You're at Wlog number 1. This is if anything, I'm good at naming things. It's a vlog. There's going to be an audio version. I'm going to drink and swallow my spit very loudly on this show. I don't know why that happens. I never have to deal with things like that. Constantly needing to burp, constantly worrying about the contents of my throat, except when I'm in front of a microphone. It's just, that's what your body does. It's like salivating at food, or it's like having to take a piss as soon as you get into a movie theater. It's like something just kind of like overtakes you, and you become the monster. And as Lawman here in chat, one of our founders, one of our VIPs said, I guess it could be a form of ASMR. And you, Lawman, and again, we interact live here, so if you'd like to become, interactive in the chat and kind of guide how the show can go and ask questions, you can get in here, twitch.tv/Wolski Live. But he did make it clear that he was an ASMR fan, so that's cool. I respect that. I cannot listen to that stuff. It horrifies me. It does. again, that's cool if it's good for you. There is plenty of things that I like. And you said it, Lawman. Don't hide from it, okay? I'm going to make an ASMR video for you. Don't worry about it. You pay money because while there's patrons who pay money, you're a subscriber on Twitch, which is, just you're same level. But yeah, yesterday went tits up. It was really fun though. I enjoyed myself. I love recording that show. I love recording podcasts. I love consistently having to burp all the time. Like, I never have to do this when just anytime I go to talk. I guess talking bubbles up all the bubbles in my body and just like burp, burp, burp. But anywho, podcasting is just awesome. It's a fun medium. It's something that I discovered, and I've talked about this in the Alex Dossier and M3 episode, but obviously I listened to Mark Maron and Cole Cabana, and then I got into podcasting. But I started off as an interviewer, and again, I'm going to get back to my interviewer roots. I actually have one scheduled. They're going to come out on M3. They're just going to be like random. I'm going to put them on the main feed too. They were originally just going to be on the Patreon for free, to direct traffic there. But that's kind of what the Wlog is going to be for. This is going to be up there free. But I interviewed musicians because that's who I had access to. I want to get outside of that, and I want to interview as few musicians as possible because you end up asking the same questions, especially when you play it yourself. How'd you started, blah, 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 what's your styles? I found myself, I couldn't challenge myself anymore for questions or research or anything of that nature. And I also like when I've had guests, a few that actually came on that taught me something, that they kind of got to take over the show for a little bit, and I got to ask questions. Because, again, I don't like to have guests on, I like to have co-hosts, That's kind of like the gimmick I want to use going whatever the kind of interview show is. I can't even think of a name of it. Like I might workshop some of that out right now, but yeah. And Lawman, look at that. I appreciate you using those amazing Alex emotes that we put in there, that we spend hard-earned time putting together. I have another one. The tier 2 ones are Tyler's face, so that's pretty fun. But the back to the business. M3 I feel like gives me the best chance as a podcaster to really focus my craft in the best way possible, the best way I've ever found possible. Tyler, the guy I do it with, he's a great guy. He's a good friend. He's somebody I trust. He's someone who kind of thinks on that same level. I can't do this by myself. I can't create by myself. Again, that's kind of what this Twitch is. This Twitch is an example, and the YouTubes are an example of what happens when I'm left to my own devices. It's almost like, it feels incomplete. It feels like there's another part to it. It's like that episode of Hey Arnold where Dino Spumoni and his partner, the music and lyrics partner, and they break up and they try to go out on their own, and it's horrifying. And if you get a chance to see that episode, I highly recommend it. And if you know that episode, then you're a true person of culture. But Tyler just fills in every single blank that I have with this, and it's just so helpful. And it's why I have so much faith in M3, because it's the two of us kind of, one pulls one up, and then the other pulls the other one up, and I could jerk them off all day, but I don't want his fucking head to get too big. So Tyler, if you're listening, put that hog away. I'm going to need you to deflate that big head of yours for a little bit, okay? And get back to whatever electrician wizardry you do and are up to, Mr. City of Crofton, madman. The cityofcrofton.org continues to be a bastion of joy for me and so many others. Again, that's something that's like 99.9% Tyler, and then I add a little sprinkle to it here, and I'm actually gonna pop into the chat for Lawman. Let's see, cityofcrofton.org. That's the city that I run. I am the mayor of a city. That's been a fun thing that we've been working on. Mainly him, 99% him. But if you haven't had a chance, check that out. All right. What else to talk about? It's a fucking vlog, right? I don't know. I have no one else to bounce ideas off of, so there's going to be a little dead air. and I hope you guys can. I hope you can handle that as I move from topic to topic and maybe interact with the chat here a little bit, like my friend Lawman, who always shows up, who always kind of comes to my rescue. And again, feel free to ask questions. Like if you'd like to ask questions, keep it kind of just about what I'm talking about or things related to it and such. M3, man. Wheel sometimes. All right. Thank you, Lawman. There's a fellow in the chat. He's from Belgium, and his English is funny. If you can't tell, you can look to the left of me as you're looking on the screen. You'll see the chat. He speaks Lawman, essentially. That's the language that it was referred to as to me. He speaks Lawman. All right, let me get back on track here. Let me get my thoughts back on track. I'm gonna stop looking at the stream page and look at the Audacity page because that usually focuses my thoughts. Yeah, man. I can't really think of anything to fucking say. What a fucking bust this is, man. I wanted to turn this on to just start being creative and talking, and I'm actually drawing a blank. But it's not embarrassing because writer's block isn't embarrassing. I get writer's block. I've had writer's block for the past 8 fucking years. I haven't written a song in 8 years. And I used to I still call myself a songwriter. But I haven't written a fucking song in like 8 years and finished one. I've written little snippets and bits and pieces and parts and shit like that, but I've never been able to take it all and put it together or at least be finished with it and walk away from it and be happy with it. To me, like, a song is finished, like there's a point where it's finished, and I never can get there. I can never get to the point where I tell myself, okay, this is finished, this is great. And podcasting gives me that ability. It lets me look at something after it's done, after I recorded it, after I just put it live to tape. After you prepare before, you prepare after, you do all this stuff. Essentially, like, the lead up is the, putting the episode together is the actual work. And then when you hit record, it's just get through that hour and 20 minutes or however long it is, and then it's done. And you've done it. Then you've completed it. Then you just do a little sweetening with the audio, put some music at the beginning and the end, and you have a finished product. You can do that week over week, month over month, year over year, and eventually stories are wove and all that. And it's just, it's good to feel that way. It's really good to feel that way. It's why I like doing this so much. I was never able to get that satisfaction in music. I tried so much, and music is such a bit player thing. You need to play your part, and I did. I was a bassist, a backup vocalist for a majority of the time that I spent with any success in music. And again, it wasn't a lot; it was small amounts, but it was some. And I played my role well. When I played football, I was a center and a guard. Like, those aren't star positions. That's you don't make a difference, obviously, but it's just in small part to a team. I think that's pretty cool. But I like being one of maybe 2 or 3 or 4 at the most people that come together and make something and say, okay, put a bow on that. It's done. We did it. Go team. But I'm going to gather my thoughts for another thing here. What do we got? Also, all right. Let me field some questions here, okay? Lawman was on here. He had some what do you call it? Needed some love life advice. Also, the last chain, say by me in the last 2 days, it's like she just forgot. All right, so what I'm gathering here, this is like Dear Emily or one of those things. So I'll tell you this. Not really, just make it a thing to talk about. Okay, well, that's cool. I'll talk about it. So you had, what? You had you said a female up on you, and now they don't want to. I'm the last person you want to ask for female advice. I've had a total in my life, essentially one girlfriend that became my wife that I was with for 10 years. And then every other romantic encounter I had was a female coming up to me, remarking how tall I was, and then using me as their own tall pleasure pole. And again, I'm not complaining. It was very nice. It helped me along. It helped me become the mature man I am today. But yeah, I found the literal woman of my dreams one day. Oh, my voice cracked there. Look at that. It's been, that was 2012. You know, I lost my virginity in 2010. You know, like I had a 2-year run out on the market, man. And before that, I didn't even, I had nothing. That's why, like, the idea of, I can't relate to these shows about like dating, or I can't relate to these memes about it, or like what it's like. It's horrific to me. The idea of having to go through it, the idea of having to date, the idea of having to find someone, the idea of having to go through people and have people go through you, like, it scares me. It scares me so much. Like, I couldn't handle that. And I'm so insulated. I haven't had to deal with that at all in the part of my life that shaped a lot of people. Breakups, relationships, even like marriages that fall apart, like, they shape who a person is. And I'm glad I haven't had any of those. My relationship, with my wife, my girlfriend, my then girlfriend, then fiance, now wife, it shaped me into the man that I am today. But I've never felt that, that sense of losing something maybe you were comfortable with, like, incredibly, and then having to rebound from that. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. But yeah, that's the long version of me saying, like, I'd love advice. I got so little for you. And it's just the lame, like, just be yourself and be honest. You say Wlog. In Dutch, it's vlog. No, it's Wlog because my last name is Wolski. It's my name. So it's just like it's like a vlog, except Wolski's vlog. I don't even know. From listening to this, you could probably tell I don't know what the fuck a vlog is supposed to be anyways. I'm going to turn on the mic with absolutely no notes. None. And just try to go as long as I can off the dome. That's what the last M3 podcast was. Maddie, I hope you're listening to this. That's what I'm just on this new kick of trying to test myself with speech and thinking and interacting. It's something I need to practice, and I'm never going to do that again. But it was fun to just bust it out in the main feed, piss a couple people off, chaotic neutral. And a vlog, I mean, I do know what a vlog is. I don't literally not know what a vlog is. But Lawman, I appreciate you're always here to help me. You're always here to help me learn and grow and become a real Belgian American, a Belch American. But there's certain types of vlog. There's like the Casey Neistat, have the fuck you say his name, vlog, where he goes around New York City and whatever he does. But then there's also this, just speaking, documenting your life. It's like a blog was. That's what a blog is. A blog could be a travel blog, it could be a personal blog, it could be a sports blog, any of that shit. A vlog is really a podcast because, like, I'm recording an audio version of this, and then that's a podcast. It's really weird. It's all very incestual. And then, yeah, what you're saying there is like doing normal offline stuff. That's IRL streaming, which I don't know if I have the guts for. Maybe one of these days I'll do one. Because I have a good enough phone to do it. It's really easy. You just got to get one of those long little camera things and, walk around filming shit and having fun. But I also think there's like an awkwardness to that like filming yourself and walking around. I'm trying to think which ones I have seen. And yeah, I'll do a channel. I can make that a channel point thing. That actually might be pretty fun. But I've seen just like, that's what Andy Milonakis does now, if you're unfamiliar. Andy Milonakis, it's really cool to see he has like these two fandoms and these two eras he was famous in. He was very famous in the early 2000s, mid 2000s with a show on MTV that I thought was hilarious. I thought was fucking hilarious. And then I guess kind of fell off for a while. Then he kind of popped back up again, and he's like big into Twitch now. Like, Twitch is his sort of main focus, main squeeze. So I don't know. Let's see. All right, so Lawman has a really nice idea here. I think that might be good. So channel point, 200K. That isn't bad. I'll do. What would you want to see? Because I have no idea what in my life people would want to see. I'm very boring right now. I need to break out of this cycle I'm currently in of just I'm creating content, but I mean, I got to get out there. I'm just so, and tied down is not the word, because this is not how it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to have more free time. COVID wasn't supposed to happen. It happened, obviously. Nothing's supposed to happen. But like I have been with my children 90 to 95% of the time for the past year. And it's been fucking crazy. And Matthew W. Rockville, you've arrived. I knew you'd come. We can bring Grace on. We'll bring Grace on the show. Who's Grace? Oh, wait. Are we talking about Grace? No, who's Grace, Maddie? I'm confused. I know there's Barbara. I know there's Paige Christmas. Like, do you need me to show some grace? Barbara. Oh, Barbara. Oh, that's who she is. All right, Barbara. Okay. All right, we'll do Barbara. Matthew W. Rockville has arrived. Thank you. I would love for Barbara to come on the stream. Barbara is like, I don't know what Barbara is, but Barbara needs to be taught a lesson for how she treated us, how she disrespected us. I can't let that stand. I can't let somebody disrespect me in the name of Eli Manning, because no one is a bigger fan of Eli Manning than me. Do you think she'd come on? We sent her that message. We did legitimately send her that video message. You could see it in the M3 story where I talked to her. I fucking hope she responds, Patty. I hope she responds so bad. That's all I could ever wish for. But thank you for being here, man. It was actually, when this is finished recording, the audio version is going to be posted up on M3. I'm going to try to make a regular thing of these, maybe a little more organized with my thoughts. This is just the first one, but this is the Wlog. We're just pumping. We're pumping out the shit, man. Pumping out the content. Reno. And I hope you enjoyed the ad read nightmare marathon. I hope you enjoyed whatever the fuck that was that came out of my mind, my broken mind. And I hope your show this Saturday goes well. It ruined my day. Yeah, that was the goal. That was the goal. But I'll tell you something. No, I'm dead serious. You can mark my words here. So that wasn't, I wasn't serious, like in like that. I would have done an episode like that eventually anyways, where I hijack it and blow it up, because it's just what I want. I want to do that. Like, I've always wanted to do that. That's really funny to me. But if one more person does join the Patreon, I will have Tyler meet with me, like over Discord or something, before next week, or even just do a double episode next week of the old one and force us to do another one. Like, for real. Like, actions need to have consequences. And that should be a consequence we face together. If someone steps up to the plate, and instead of knocking the ball out of the park, just hits me in the head with the bat, it will double up next week. We'll have to write a whole new one. It's fine. Because Tyler has like 3 or 4 down the toilet bowl segments just sitting in his holster right now, ready to go. Hot, fresh, steamy. And, like you've seen The Boys Room. Writing that riffy first part isn't bad. But for real, I hope your show in Denton goes well. I'm really sad. I would have loved to come see it. Especially 3 hours. I can imagine 3 hours of your music would be very fun. I would really enjoy that. I always enjoyed listening to your music. It was very easy to listen to. And again, we can do here. We'll do a good old fashioned jerk off sesh where I can tell you, my friend, our beautiful, beautiful premium boy, how great he is. But no, like I need easy to listen to. And again, when the Empty Bottles, when we go up together as a group, as a band, again, that was fun. That was band jamming. Like it's easy to listen to isn't what I'd use to describe it. It was fun and it was raucous and it was, look at these 3, 4, sometimes 5 boys up there just playing this folk rock madness. But when it's just you, it's very, you can lose yourself in it. You can pop out for a little bit, maybe go get your beer, talk to a friend, and pop back in, and you don't feel like you are punished for missing anything. And when you would do the long sets, I always appreciated it. I stole this a little bit too. You would talk to the crowd sometimes, but it'd be very slick. You'd get in there like, all right, I'm Matty, and this is the next song, and you just kind of bust into it with like a little. I think you respected the audience's time, like why they were out. I hate when you go to I'll go to that place Crabtown, USA, in Glen Burnie. I don't know if you've ever been there. Sometimes they would have bands play there. They'd have like acoustic acts. Dude, it's in the middle of a restaurant, and these guys would go up there. It'd be a lot of these local people, some of them that we know, that are really good, but it's just, it would play so loud. It's like, I'm trying to fucking eat dinner and have a couple drinks and then go play in the arcade. Like, this isn't a place for your show. This is a place for my fun. And you're ruining it by playing, you're under the bridge cover with your amps turned up to 9. Like, that's not okay. You're supposed to be, if you're playing, like, again, the 3-hour set, what I assume it's like, you're essentially playing to this room of people living their night, just having their night. And the people who want to come in and listen, they can listen. The people who want to, and yes, you see, I feel like your background music plus, you're not like, there's, this is your show, and then there's absolute background, just like the jukebox. Then there's the middle thing. You're a live entertainer. People can come up and talk to you. It's almost like a thing like, oh, hey, I'm going to go shoot some pool, right? And if you're over to the left shooting some pool, you can still hear it. Like, that's your background music. Absolutely. You can serve two purposes. Like, all right, I'm going to shoot some pool. All right, I'm going to go take a shit. All right, I'm going to go get something to eat. You serve as background music the whole time. But then when they come close to you, once they enter that, there's a certain radius. Those PA systems that we use, it's like once you enter the kill square, the kill circle, then you can be the show. Then it's an attraction. Then it's like if somebody's 5 feet away from you, 10 feet away from you, sitting and listening and tapping their feet, interact with them. Then now, hey, you've come to this attraction. Like, this is my booth at the carnival, essentially. And you can make a show for them. But yeah, exactly, Maddie. You gotta come home, man. We gotta jam. I miss it. I miss that. But I don't want to play anywhere around here. I really don't. I want to go play at a place where no one, like anti-cheers, nega cheers. Like, I want to go where no one knows my name, where no one knows who I am. And I am hidden from the world. So thank you, Lawman and Maddie, for being here. This is for whatever. This is just, I'm trying it out. Lawman, I will come play a show in Belgium. Maddie Rockville will play a show in Belgium. If we had the means to do it, we would do it tomorrow. COVID's really screwed us over. But one day, the premium boys, plus Maddie, who is a premium boy himself. So yeah, that plus Maddie, just the premium boys in general, our gang of misfits, we'll head east. Or depending which way we travel, you can go west and get to Belgium. It would take a lot longer. We're vaxxed. Let's go to Belgium. Yeah. Let's sell my wife on that. Like, babe, listen. No. Don't get mad. Stop yelling. I need to go to Belgium. That might not go so well. Or it could, man. I don't know. That could be pretty badass. I would want to go to Belgium. Sample your waffles and your deliciousness. But I miss... That's the type of performing that I enjoyed the most. It was that sort of hybrid between you are the humble. It's like in the Flintstones where all the animals and living creatures are you know what I mean? They're doing work. Like, you're just like a human jukebox. You're a human jukebox, but then at the same time, when people come close enough and want to get to know you and are moved by whatever you're doing, then you're also a performer. You get to do both. It's very nice. And I always felt more comfortable doing that. I feel more comfortable doing that than the hour, 15-minute set or 45-minute set where you're on a band, 3-bill band where it's kind of like customary. People are supposed to watch you. And I do the thing where I can never have fun. I'm just scanning the crowd, like who's having fun, who's having not. And I get too critical of myself. And that's why, you aim for, I would always call it the sea of heads. And you're always chasing that dragon forever. Sea of heads is when you just kind of look out and you see people, and it doesn't matter because it's just, you can't even focus on one person for too long. And that's not a set amount of people. I've had that happen to me in a true way. All right, if I'm cheating 4 times, but if I'm honest about it, about 2.5. And the 2 ones that were cheating is that I saw a sea of heads, but they were kind of turned the other way. And they were 2 of them were in on the Wise Eyes tour, where people were kind of, you know what I mean? They were there. There was a lot of people there. I remember at Smitty's Greenlight Tavern, it was split. There was like 90% of the people. There was like 500 people there, but 90% of the people weren't listening, and then 10% of the people were. So we had like 50 people up front really into it, and 450 people at the bar not giving a fuck. But that was cool. And Lawman, am I live tomorrow? I might have time. Maybe. Depends. I'll let you know. You'll know. You join the Discord. You get in there and you know. But the 2 times where it happened in just honest to goodness, they were listening and watching, and it was the whole venue, was Wise Eyes at Malloy's and Night Owl at Sidebar in Baltimore. One was in Baltimore, and then the latter was in Crofton, place I am the mayor of for life. And that's a great feeling, because then you don't have to think anymore. But that happens so seldom. Is it's really hard to get there, and for people who face that every night, you've earned it. I mean, you absolutely have earned it. But it's like once you cross that barricade, that barrier, then I'm sure it's a lot easier. But playing to a room full of 30 people when it holds 300-400, that sucks. And even though like you put that same 30-40 people in a small bar, and it feels like you're famous. So it's all perspective. I remember one time, Maddie, we got to play Rams Head live together, and I remember just like it wasn't as fun because you couldn't fucking hear anything on stage, and like they didn't give a shit about us because we were just one of 8 bands on the bill. And again, I totally get that. I'm not even like complaining like, oh, they didn't show us attention. They had a long night ahead of them, and you're more concerned to have the headliners, the people higher up the card. But I remember there's a lot of people there. We even played well, but like my bass was out of tune, but we didn't know, like something was out of tune. We couldn't figure it out, and it just, it all still a really fun performance, and I had a good time. But it was fun. But like I always had more fun playing like when we played those shows at the Grill where everyone was and it sounded good. It didn't fucking matter if the PA was busted out, because we could have just shouted. We could have played our instruments and shouted, and it would have sounded great. That's where I get funny about like music and what it was like. But yeah, no, happy to have 10. When we played together, it was just fun as shit. You got to come home. We got to do Empty Bottles, because that, and this too, does not require the same level of commitment as other bands, and it shouldn't. We can't get too tight. You can't. There has to be a level of looseness. Like 1 band practice a month. That's all we should allow. Not like what we should strive for. That should be all that's allowed. Because if you tighten that up too much, it loses its I don't even know. But yeah, if you pop back into Maryland, me and Tyler could easily do Empty Bottles with you, like on a fairly regular basis, because your fairly regular basis is probably the same as our fairly regular basis. I'm sure you'd have like shows you want to do by yourself, and then dude, whenever you'd be like, I kind of want bass and drums for this, call your boys. We'll make time. My son's getting old enough that he could come to most outdoor fun things. So, yeah, that would be cool. But I need to, my guitar, I haven't played guitar. I have my ukulele here. But I barely play this. It's out of tune horribly. My guitar isn't even strung. I sing a lot, though. I really do. I sing seriously every day. But I don't play anymore. It's really weird. So I need to get back in the rhythm of playing, of making my fingers move to the rhythms and the sounds of music and things of that nature. It's hard. It's hard to force yourself. It's hard to push yourself to do shit like that. But especially when you're trying to refine another craft. Like when I'm trying to refine comedy and broadcasting and things like that, it's hard to go back. And I'm trying to find the excitement and the reason. And I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to get like that itch, that bug, as they say. But it's not really even to play to that many people. It's to play. I want to just play in really tight, small places to whoever's willing to listen. And I think that would be a good way for me to get back out there. I'm gonna take a sip of my Truly, because vlogging sober is never the answer. It's not. Or podcasting, because there is an audio version currently being recorded right now, and I'm proud to do it for you. Questions, if you guys have any too, like Maddie, Lawman, anybody who pops in. These are always AMA too. So if at any point if you just want to hear me go off on something, or if you want my opinion on something, and thank you for, hydrate, Maddie. Hey, all right, hydrate. Maddie, thank you for redeeming hydrate. I appreciate that. And Lawman, my chat commands are fucked up. I don't know why. I have to go back in and fix that. I think it's because I changed my name on Streamlabs. And I've been trying to fix it ever since. So we're gonna get there. And another reason why I did the Wlogs today is because actually I was gonna do an episode of the Unitas Project, but my fucking capture card took a shit. Here comes a burp. Oh, that was a good one. That was sharp. Hold on. Let me go see. Yeah, that peaked out my. I love it. I fucking love it. Maddie Rockville, thank you for Demon Lurk. All right, Maddie, it's time for me to help you, because you don't know Twitch, okay? But I know what you do know, and I know what you do, like to get into. We like boobies, right? Boobies rule. Liz from Knoxville had the audacity to disrespect you and your love of the female form. Exactly, boobies rule. I'm an ass man myself, but then, people like to remind you that is where poop comes out. So, like, you need to but body's fun, all right? I don't have a butt, too. Maybe I compensate because I don't have a tush myself. So, on Twitch is not just for watching people play video games. Maddie, fucking Elizabeth from Knoxville, Tennessee. Yeehaw! Elizabeth from Bowie, bitch. We know who you are. Here, real quick sidebar before I tell you about this, the booby discovery. Immediately after it came out, like Liz from Knoxville, I think it's like I saw someone comment, like, "Isn't this the girl that used to show up to health class in Bowie high on acid?" And I'd be like, "Whoa, there she is." They took me out and maced me. Anyway. So Twitch, and this is a new sort of thing, I guess, and I think it's beautiful, and I think it's wonderful. And it's men too, but it's mostly women at this point. Streaming in hot tubs, trying on bikinis, letting you, the viewer, take in their beautiful form for money, but it's free to watch. You can donate, and they'll write their name in your arm. Maddie, I'm not even kidding. Hold on, I'll pull it up right now. Let's look who's on the front page of Twitch. Excuse me. I'll find you a good one right here. I'll just show you what this is about. Twitch rules, dude. Twitch fucking rules. All right, so I don't want open broadcaster software to come up, and I want to consider this promotion. I want to go out and say this will probably be one of the last grandstands that I do on today's episode. There is a sort of, let me see if I can find here, Just Chatting. If you go to the top of Just Chatting, it's definitely lots of boobs. Window capture. I want to capture my where is it? Mozilla. All right, here we are. So I'll make that a little smaller. We can't make it too big. I still want to keep my face. So I'll put it over my face here so you can see it. So this is the Twitch main page, my friend, okay? You can look around. You can get some movement in here. Now, let's see what's going on in Just Chatting, okay? You're at the front. Oh, it looks like I don't call them thought streams. It's literally like it goes against what I think of them, but that term is stuck in my head. Here's one. Boom. Here you go, bud. Here you go. You could just watch this, man. It's fucking awesome. You see what I mean? Look at her go. She's out here. This is Lena. She's got 489,000 followers. She got 3 Shiba doggos, and she looks beautiful in a little cat ears. So this could be, you know what I mean? Just do this. Get on Twitch. You belong here. I know, right? Lovely. Absolutely lovely. And I hope she makes $1 million fucking dollars. Because it's time for some grandstanding. So like that's just an example. Like you saw how quickly I was able to, to break the walls down there. You saw how quick that was. It's easy. It's very fucking easy to do. There is this weird contingency of people that are like, not on my front page, not in my backyard. Oh, I gotta remove this. I'm about to pull up my thing again. And it really comes down to, it's like, I put out a tweet and it was like, they used to arrest women for wearing pants. Like, shut the fuck up. If you want viewers to watch, Maddie, if me and you got in a hot tub and did a stream, we would pull some fucking numbers. Not the numbers that she does, but the daddy community. Are you fucking kidding me? And I'm not talking about, what me and Tyler call ourselves on the podcast. I'm talking of, in the homosexual community, the subsection of daddies would love us because we are daddies. And if you stick me and Maddie in a hot tub, I bet you would have less people. I bet you would have less people bitching and complaining, because you would have that small subsection of people that would like it, and then the others that would think it's hilarious. Look at these 2 fat guys. Yeah, bears and daddies. That's right. Look at these two big guys in a hot tub. But suddenly, when it's a woman with mainstream beauty that's not breaking the terms of service, all of a sudden everyone loses their minds. What? Not on my Twitch, man. I need fucking Boogie, shoot warning shots at Frank Hassel, man. That's what I need. It's kind of embarrassing. It just kind of shows, like, you're not mad that they're streaming for people. You're mad that they're not streaming for you. It's the same thing with, like, just, like the people who are like, OnlyFans. It's like, no, you're just mad that they're not sending those to you. You're just mad that you're not getting those. Like, you think that nudes are some sort of sacred art form that are only to be sent to what? You? Like, I know someone who, the moment he gets your number, sends you his butthole and dick. Like, that dumb fuck, you could just go on OnlyFans and just anytime he had the urge to send, one of his, what was it? Like, anytime he had the urge to be like, I'm going to have to send a, dick or butthole pic to someone, put it on OnlyFans. It makes some fucking money, all right? But they wouldn't do that. But yeah, no, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous how hashtag, that's right, there he is. Hashtag frankspeech.com. Yeah, that's him. Yeah. He sent my wife one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wish she would have saved it. I wish she would have saved it. I would have had it ray traced. And do people send their buttholes? Yes, they do. Yes, they do, my friend. Yes, they do. You're old enough to have this conversation. This is a mature stream. Yes, they do, my young friend. It's a wild world out here. It's a wild fucking world out here. And don't give your number out to strange people. Good that they don't do that to me. Lawman, I didn't have anyone send me a picture of their butthole, dick, ass, anything like that until my mid-20s. It did happen. It has happened, and I didn't think it was. People get weird. The older people get and the longer people go without companionship and shit, once we get into like our 30s and 40s, like the ones that will reach out and get your number, they're not. They're creeps. They're fucking creeps. So Twitch needs to stop being, and people who are on Twitch need to stop being fucking babies about it. Maddie, you know my phone number. And if you don't have it, I actually will give it to you if you do feel like sending me a butthole pic, because you've been given explicit permission. I want to end on this. I have about like 5 more minutes. I like to make these about an hour long. But Maddie, I remember on Facebook for the longest time, you had this picture that was up, and it was you pissing in someone's shoes. And at the very bottom of the picture, you can see the tip of your dick. Just like literally just the tip. Like you could see none of the shaft. Absolutely nothing. Like I'm gonna try to like poke my finger. Like it was literally like that. Like just, like if you look at the bottom of the screen, just kind of poke it forth. Yeah, was that his shoe? Yeah, you pissed in his shoes. You pissed in his shoes, and I remember going back to check every now and again to see like how long was this gonna stay up. Yeah, it got deleted 2 years ago, dude. That thing stayed up for so long. I hope you saved it. Like if you didn't save it, you robbed the world of something beautiful. You really did. That I would check every now and again to see like how long is Zuck gonna let this stay up. But I feel like there was so little of your dick in that picture that somebody had to have reported it. There's no way the algorithm picked up. It was, oh, Maddie, how do you not have it? That breaks my heart. That breaks my heart. We left money on the table there, man. We could have started. That could have been the first thing on OnlyFans. All right, I got a random number. Let's see. Sad life. Someone definitely reported it. Yeah, somebody who had an axe to grind against you. And Lawman's out here. Just everyone wants his Belgian brunch. I appreciate you, Lawman. You gave me a resub 4 days ago. You are indeed a premium boy, but you know the real premium hot action happens at the M3 podcast on Patreon.com. You get the fuck over there. Definitely, you could be there with Maddie, where we're gonna talk about his wiener. You haven't only come. Maddie, I'm dead. Dude, you do a real OnlyFans, you will make money. I'm dead serious. I know you will. And I would, you know what? I need content for the podcast. I will do a full 2 to 5 minute ad read every week on M3 for your OnlyFans. Not kidding. As passionately as I do an M3 podcast, you will be a free sponsor, a grandfathered in sponsor. You're providing me with content. And I'm providing you with advertisements. So, Maddie, when the time comes, and if you feel ready, and if you want it pushed by other publications, if you want some ad reads read out, if you want me to name some names on your behalf, we got you. We'll send them there. We'll send them. Be like, check out this big bear. Oh God, yeah. Nah, you got this. It's your destiny. Maddie, you were made for this. You were made for this. All right. That's about where I feel happy leaving the first edition of Wlogs. And Maddie, thank you for the beautiful virtual heart. And Maddie, I hope you go forth and prosper on Twitch. Go peruse what's out there. It's beautiful. Twitch is not just for watching lamos like me ramble and play World of Warcraft and NCAA 06. Oh no. It's a magical world. And especially if you can find some channels that like they're like a couple minutes away from getting taken down. They have some pretty fun shit on there too. I'm just gonna, not telling people to do that on their streams, but I mean, if it's already there, you're not a bad person for going all the way down and looking. All right. That's where we're going to leave the stream today. Made it to an hour. Would I buy stuff in a dead MMO game? Dude, World of Warcraft isn't dead. People still play WoW. You dare insult World of Warcraft? J'accuse! Nah, World of Warcraft kicks ass. But yeah, I'm going to end the audio recording over here, if you'll give me a moment. I appreciate your listenership. So yes, M3 patrons, thank you if you're listening on the audio version. I'm going to head out. These will maybe be more refined in the future or maybe not. I don't know. All right, vlog. All right, vlog fam gang. I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching. What the fuck? Why do I talk like that? I got like a bunch of spit in my mouth. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you watching. That's why I appreciate you watching. That's like a. That's like just kind of. It's like filling my mouth like the dentist guy does. But Lawman, yes, I will see if I can download that game. Send me a reminder on Discord. Maddie, good luck at your show tomorrow. That is at the, I can't remember, it was the Red Room in Denton, Texas. I know you're going to do great, bud. That's the end of this stream. That's the end